Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There is no doubt that among the many forms of crisis our Muslim community is facing in America, one of them is identity crisis. And that is due to the powerful but un-Islamic environment. This is precisely one of the fundamental reasons why Imam Shamsi Ali established Nusantara Foundation in 2014. Since then, Nusantara has been undertaking a variety of initiatives to introduce Islam as a mercy to America and humanity. Since the beginning of 2018, Nusantara has taken a bold initiative to establish the first Islamic boarding school in America. A piece of 25-acre land has been acquired with several old buildings in the beautiful city of Modus, Connecticut for this purpose. But Nusantara cannot do this noble project without Allah's help and your kind donation and participation. Please do help and donate generously to Nusantara Foundation. For donations, kindly turn your eyes toward the TV screen. May Allah reward you all abundantly. وجزاكم الله خيرا.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me, Dafira Chairnisa, in Islamic in the West, Challenges and Opportunities series with Imam Shamsi Ali. So I am here with Imam Shamsi Ali. Assalamualaikum Imam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, thank Allah. Alhamdulillah, alamin.
Alhamdulillah, Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem, inshallah.
Hope you have a great Ramadan so
far.
far.
Alhamdulillah, days pass very quickly, and now we are here, and everything is fine, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alright Imam, let's continue our discussions about Islamophobia, but especially right now, we will discuss more about combating Islamophobia. And I'm gonna talk more about the lifestyle of Islam in Islamic ways for Muslims in America, especially for the youths. So how do you think that we need to live as Muslim here and spreading the goodness to the others?
You know, I would like to start, I think, with the hadith. There is a hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Innama bu'ithu li'utammima makarim al-akhlaq." That I'm only sent to complete the nobility of human character. Khuluq, akhlaq, karima. But the hadith says li'utammima. Now it means to complete. Now what does it mean? It means in every nation there is already good things.
Yeah.
Just need to complete or to be completed. So American society have a lot of things that being Islamic. Being organized, disciplined, respecting the elderly. When you go to the subway and you have someone, all people standing. Even there is no rules or regulation that you have to give your seat. It is a moral responsibility that you give your seat to the old people.
Right.
And the American do. It's an Islamic thing, because that's what Islam is all about. Respecting your friends, respecting your neighbors and others. That's all Islamic. So Islam had come to America basically is to complete what is needed to be completed. And I used to say that in many ways, Islam in the West, in America and Europe, what we need is just to correct the belief, and that is to bring La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, to have tawheed in their life, and ibadah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their life. Because a lot of things already Muslims there. Now, including some cultural and social practices that have been so Islamic. You know, and so for example, the lifestyle, the way people living their life. Yes, there are many things Islamic. To give you one thing which is big about public responsibility as a government. You know, in America, there is a big public responsibility, and they take it very seriously. If someone is even just accused, have already committed something wrong, maybe they will resign from his job, because they feel that my integrity is lost. But you know what? In some Muslim country, not only they being accused, they already in jail. They still feel I'm a powerful man, you know. And that's the difference between Americans and others. So young people here with their lifestyle, they can live as American and Muslim at the same times. And Alhamdulillah, in Islam, there is no rigid monolith or single form of culture. When you talk about culture, we are talking about human diversity. You know, among the culture is libas, dress, right? Now, you can have Indonesian clothing while you're a good Muslim at the same time.
Right.
But you can be having Arabic clothing, also the Muslims, or Pakistani, Bangladeshi clothing, some Muslims. There's a culture. But as long as it is Islamic, what does it mean Islamic? Covering the aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the woman, they have your own criteria. A man, you have our own criteria. As long as our aura is covered, that's what Islamic dress is all about. But culturally speaking, you can follow your own culture. And we can live our life here in America based on our culture, but at the same time following our identity religiously as Muslim, and that is fine. And that's what make America great and what make American Muslims unique. Because among the American Muslims, you know, if you go to the masjid, you have people with batik, you have people with shalwar gamis, we have people with thob Arabi, we have the people with the African dress. They are coming together as one community, but they are all Muslims. And that's what make American Muslim unique, because you can combine every culture, but we are all Muslims. So again, coming back to the point that you wanted to ask is about how to live our lifestyle, let's say including fashion here in America, and that is great. But it is also a part of Dawah actually to the Americans that, you know, by having this outfit, we can be a good American and good Muslim at the same time. So if you go to Harlem, for example, you have a lot of Africans there. They have their African outfit, but they are Muslims. You go to Brooklyn, there are many Middle Eastern with Arab, neighboring to the Jewish. They're also Muslims. You go to Jamaica or Quincy, a lot of Bengali with the Bangladeshi outfit. They are Muslim. You go to Astoria, there is a Muslim, Indonesian Muslim masjid. You go with Indonesian outfit, but they're all Muslims.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can live our life with all these cultural practices, but in the meantime, we make sure that we are Muslims, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So the point is that regardless for like the culture, the country we're coming from, like we're a Muslim, and then it's beautiful in America that we can have like different kind of like fashions, for example, but that's still like covering the aura, you know. So it's like
even America, living our life in America, not only Muslim. In America, one of the unique things about America, that you can live as American while preserving your identity.
Right.
So you can be Christian American, Jewish American, Hindu American, Buddhist American, Muslim American. Not only that, African American, South American American, Asian American, European American. So you can be, you know, this is what America is all about, and that's what make America great. You know, we cannot impose our particular culture to others, because culture is a part of that identity, and we cannot impose on others. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Mom. So let's talk about other lifestyle things. So we've talked about like a fashion. Now is the foods like halal and haram in restaurants. Maybe like if your experience in New York, like how was that? And then how can we stick with our principles to differentiate between the haram and also the halal?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Al-halalu bayyinun wal-haramu bayyinun. The halal is clear, the haram is clear. Our regulation rule is very clear. Islam regulation and rulings is very clear. What is right, what is wrong, what to eat, what not to eat. Everything is clear. Now, coming to the issue of halal food and non-halal food, actually number one is about the substance. It means what type of food. Certainly pork is not allowed. Blood is not allowed for us to consume. Alcohol is not allowed for us to consume, to drink. And also not only the substance but also the process.
Right.
When it is related to the animals. How you slaughter the animal. You have to slaughter according to the Islamic law. For example, you use the knife and say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and then you slaughter the animals. Those all making it halal. And alhamdulillah, being Muslims in New York, we don't have any difficulty in finding halal food, halal meat. The only thing that I would like to mention here that halal food is not only necessarily Middle Eastern or South Asian, because there is an assumption out there that when you talk about halal food, it means Indian food or Pakistani or Bangladeshi or Arab foods, which is not right.
Really?
No,
like,
because halal food can be Indonesian also.
Yeah.
As long as no pork there, no alcohol there, and you process the meat according to the regulation, it means halal. Can be rendang, can be whatever in Indonesian food, you know, can be Japanese. Alhamdulillah, now we have halal Chinese food, or maybe we have also Cuban halal food here, restaurant in New York. We have a Spanish halal restaurant in New York. So any food can be halal as long as the substance is no pork, no blood, no alcohol, and then you process the slaughter according to the rule and regulations. It is halal. Can be African, can be Spanish, can be Asian, can be Indian, Bangladeshi, or Pakistan. Any food can be halal as long as fulfilling the requirement of the Sharia. And Alhamdulillah, that's what makes Muslims are easy in living their life. Because you can imagine if I'm going to someplace and the people say halal food must be Indian, so you have to eat all time Indian food, because there is no. So Islam is truly a rahmah, is a blessing to all humanity, because you can preserve your food but make sure it is halal.
Right. Okay. I'm curious about this, and I believe that there are a lot of like non-Muslims and maybe like our Muslim brothers and sisters wants to know about this as well. So regarding the halal itself, I'm like in New York that we can find that easily, but as a minority in this country, so why is it important for us to eat and consume something to be halal?
Yes, because we are Muslim, and Muslims mean submission to the laws and the will of Allah. Allah has regulated that this is allowed for you, this is not allowed for you.
Yeah.
Halal is okay, you eat everything as long as it's halal. And so we eat halal because we obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is nothing to do in the first place is health. Of course we believe that halal food is healthy. We do believe that by following the rules and the laws of Allah, that is healthy for us. Okay, but that is not the first reason. The first reason is because we want to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa ati'u Allah wa rasul, and obey Allah and His Messenger. You know, إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ أَمْرًا, there is an ayah in the Holy Quran say that if Allah have decided a matter, it is not appropriate for a Muslim to say my matter is better. You know, my choice is better. Allah have choose for you that is one. So follow it. That is the regulation. That is the rule. And that is the meaning of being Muslims, means submissive to the will of Allah and the law of Allah, and obedient to the will and the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Alhamdulillah, there's nothing that is difficult in New York and in America. Unless you are living in a very remote area away from the city, sometimes it's difficult for you to find halal meat, but still you can manage. You know, the least that you can do is eating non-Islamic slaughtering, but that is just a solution. It's not the main consumption. But actually, it's no reason, because anywhere in America you can find it. You can order online. You can buy halal food from online.
Yeah.
The halal food come to your house. So there is no reason right now to say, oh, I don't have any halal meat store in my city. In fact, you can do that anywhere. And Alhamdulillah, one of the great blessings for us Muslims in New York, that the majority of the food vendors in the city, those who are selling on the street, are halal. Maybe 70% of those, mostly South Asian and Middle Eastern. Halal food anywhere, Alhamdulillah. You know, with chicken over rice, with lamb over rice, with beef over rice. You can eat anything and everywhere. You go to Brooklyn, Queens, halal stores everywhere. Halal restaurants everywhere. So there is no now excuse anymore to say, oh, I cannot find halal food, because you can find it everywhere. And again, have the intention that you do that, number one, because you want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you want to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, also because you want to support the business of your brothers and sisters.
Right.
Because those who are selling halal, do you think Christian? Do you think Jewish? No, Muslims. And we want them to be successful in their business. So go and buy their product. Because if you don't buy, do you expect Christian and Jewish buying halal in the halal store? Of course not. So who is going to buy the halal product? The Muslims. So we have to support our Muslim brothers and sisters in their business, not only because of it's halal, because we want to have solidarity to one another.
Yeah, and like buying halal foods and also like buying halal meats can be a medium to do da'wah as well, right, Imam?
Yes, da'wah to tell the people that we are committed.
Yeah.
We are serious about the religion.
Yeah.
Da'wah to tell the people that we have our own lifestyle and it is guaranteed to be more healthier.
Yeah.
Da'wah to tell the people that we have our own economic power. We have our own businesses and we can build our own economy. It's a da'wah to tell the people that through our halal way we can contribute to the American economy. because right now more than $1 billion transaction every year only for halal food and for halal store and consumption. So it is a part of Dawah as well, inshallah ta'ala.
All right. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah. All right, Imam. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for the discussions
Sure.
today. Let's talk about it tomorrow and so
Inshallah.
on. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for coming today and for today's discussions. I'm Davira Charnisa. We'll be back tomorrow with other topics in Islamophobia and Islam in the
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There is no doubt that among the many forms of crisis our Muslim community is facing in America, one of them is identity crisis. And that is due to the powerful but un-Islamic environment. This is precisely one of the fundamental reasons why Imam Shamsi Ali established Nusantara Foundation in 2014. Since then, Nusantara has been undertaking a variety of initiatives to introduce Islam as a mercy to America and humanity. Since the beginning of 2018, Nusantara has taken a bold initiative to establish the first Islamic boarding school in America. A piece of 25-acre land has been acquired with several old buildings in the beautiful city of Modus, Connecticut for this purpose. But Nusantara cannot do this noble project without Allah's help and your kind donation and participation. Please do help and donate generously to Nusantara Foundation. For donations, kindly turn your eyes toward the TV screen. May Allah reward you all abundantly. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا.